anything else. Now when we enter into prayer, obviously there's certain conditions before that. And that is obviously having wudu, as you probably know that as well. Maybe that's another day's lesson, how we do wudu. And that's really, really crucial, that when we do the wudu, we do it properly, because the Prophet ﷺ said, when you do wudu, perfect it. Meaning, don't make any mistakes in it at all. That we know what the wudu is all about washing the face, the nose, the mouth, the nose, the hands, the face, the arms, the elbows, to the feet and everything else. It's very, very important we do that properly. Okay? And only then is our prayer accepted. So when we do our prayer, as we said, we go into prayer by saying takbir, and obviously we'll show you how to do that. And what's his name again?
Takbir, Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren will show us how to do that.
Just
so
call him.
Kylo Ren starts with takbir. What do we say at takbir?
Allah.
There you go. Okay? You heard that? It says Allahu Akbar, which means what?
Allah's greatest.
Allah is the greatest. Okay? Acknowledging that who you're standing before. Who are you standing in front of? You stand in front of Allah, that you're acknowledging that He is what?
The greatest.
The greatest. It's not a small statement. That's a very powerful statement, what you say. And that what you're acknowledging right away when you enter into prayer, that you're acknowledging who you're standing before by saying Allahu Akbar. And then obviously you go into the prayer, and as we know, obviously within the prayer we have to say certain things. We don't read whatever we want or say whatever we want or read any verse from the Quran that we want. We're told what we've got a routine that we have to read, or certain words that we have to read. And obviously those words are very important, and I'm sure you already know them and have learnt them. But to go through them quickly, what do we start with? We start with the tasbih, which is Subhanakallah wa bihamdik, wa tabarak ismuk, wa ta'ala jadduk, wa la ilaha ghayruk. Then we go into the Fatiha, which is A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim, Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim, Ghayril maghdubi alayhim, Waladdallin. Ameen. Okay? And then, obviously, we read a surah after that. And the surah doesn't have to be a long one, it could be the simplest of one. It could be Surah Ikhlas, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, the one that we know. One time, a wee quick story of that was that there was a campaign, a group of soldiers who went to fight in a particular part of the world, just outside Arabia. And the commander at the time, all he knew was Surah Ikhlas. That's all he knew is Qul Huwallahu Ahad. And the soldiers came back to the Prophet and he says, when we read the Mass, all he reads is Qul Huwallahu Ahad. He doesn't read anything else. Because the commander himself, being a very important figure, that's all he knew. Sometimes people were like that. I might only know that as well. We're like that. And so people came back from the campaign. They said to the Prophet, this man just knows, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he just knows Surah 5, he doesn't know, Surah Ikhlas, he doesn't know any chapter from the Quran. And as we know, what did the Prophet say Surah Ikhlas? What's it equal to? What's the value of Surah Ikhlas? 1/3 of the Quran. So it's not a small surah. Small in words, but big in weight in terms of reward. So never underestimate it. So you can read Surah Ikhlas, you can read many, many other chapters as well. And then after that, what you do is that you go into ruku. And our friend will show us how to do ruku. Okay? Ruku is important in our postures and things as well. Because again, these have been taught to the Prophet, peace be upon him. He didn't come up with them. These are positions and things that have been taught to the Prophet. So when going into ruku, make sure again, for example, your back is straight, not making a camel hump. Okay, not kind of stopping kind of like that. That's not a ruku. You see sometimes people do a ruku like that. That's just somebody with a sore back. A ruku is going down. If you can't do it, then that's different, obviously, for medical reasons and otherwise. But you should always make that effort. And it's good. It's good that you try to do as much as you can in terms of perfecting your prayer as well. Where's his hands? On his knees. Okay, that's where your hands are, not dangling. Right? He's on his knees. That's where he's put his hands, and his fingers are closed. What does he say there? What's the dua there? Or what do we say there? Subhana Rabbi Azim. What are you saying there? What does that translate to? Is glorified be the one who is the greatest. Azim means the majestic, the great. That's what it means. And so in that position again, you're going down to ruku, acknowledging who you're bowing to. Okay? Then you stand up.